My role as a former FBI chief of staff for counterintelligence was to find patterns that no one else could see. And I recently analyzed some interesting patterns when it comes to sustainable weight loss. And I thought you might find this interesting because I know you're stepping off that scale every single day with a lot of disappointment. And the answer to this came from the strangest place of all things. It was Instagram. And the difference between staying stagnant on Instagram and the explosive growth that I've been seeing. Because I was sitting on 2,000 followers for 2 years straight. And I listened to the experts. I did everything that they told me to do, and I did not grow. And then, literally in the last 6 months, I jumped from the 2,000 followers in 2 years that didn't move anywhere to 7,000 followers with these 7 counterintuitive factors, which are actually the complete opposite of all the gurus' advice. And while I was connecting the dots, I realized that these 7 factors are the exact same reason why you haven't been able to maintain sustainable weight loss. And I know this because it also happened to me. When I turned 49, my weight just blew up. And despite my best efforts, I could not lose a single pound. In fact, it was close to 2 years of just holding on to this weight before I finally figured out how to drop it. The patterns between these two are so similar. I know you're going to geek out about this. Number one, quantity and consistency are better than quality. I bought into that lie that you are only supposed to post quality content on Instagram. You're only supposed to post your best work. And what I learned is that, yes, it still has to be good, but quantity and consistently actually are better than quality because you never know which one of your posts is just going to receive that kind of engagement that's going to create the growth. How this relates to sustainable weight loss, and this is especially for you if you're a perfectionist. If you're a perfectionist, lock in. How many times have you given yourself a grade on whether you've been good or bad with the food you've consumed? And the second you're quote unquote bad is when you just say, screw it, and then you eat everything in sight because your day is officially ruined, so why bother? This all or nothing perfectionism is setting you up for failure day after day. But instead, when you focus on quantity of those good decisions and how consistent you are in making those good decisions, it helps to break that all or nothing sabotage. When you change your frame from needing to be this perfect, out of reach A plus every single day to instead focusing on consistent quality B plus work, you're actually going to see better results and more consistent results. Number two, don't rely on the algorithm for long-term growth. Instagram's algorithm is constantly changing. So instead of just guessing what was working or trying to game the system, I created my own ecosystem of creating quality content, of being consistent, of analyzing, and then just making these adjustments as needed. Here's how this relates to sustainable weight loss. How many times have you jumped on a diet or jumped on the protocol or followed whatever that influencer on Instagram said to do? And then how many times did it actually work? So instead of chasing the unknown, learn how to create your own ecosystem within your own body. Learn how to listen to what your body actually needs. Learn how to know what nutrients do I need. Learn how to create that safety in your body. Learn how to step out of the chaos and the stress of daily life. Learn how to create those sustainable behaviors and habits around your food choices. Be consistent, analyze what's working, what isn't working, and then make those adjustments as needed. When you learn how to make your body work for you and with you instead of just guessing, when you learn what your cravings actually mean instead of just diving into the cookies, that is when you win. And number three, keep your eyes on your own paper. And I'm sure you're like, oh, goodness, Ollie, elementary school, right back there. Well, the same applies to Instagram growth and sustainable weight loss. Because how easy is it for us to just look at other people and compare our own lives? Why on earth are they able to take one bite and then just put the fork down and I am over here inhaling everything in sight? Why are they able to eat whatever they want and just stay so thin? How do they make it look so effortless when it is such a struggle for me? My friend, you do not know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what that woman's history is. When I was a competitive mountain biker and I was thin and muscular, my diet was horrific. And I was an emotional eater. And I was in my 30s and I'm training 2 hours every single day. There's so many different factors to take into consideration. You've got age, you've got metabolic health, you've got decades of yo-yo dieting, whether someone's actually trying to lose weight or they're just maintaining weight. And then I will tell you the uncomfortable truth that no one wants to say or hear. If you're overweight, if you're over 40, and if you have decades of dieting, and especially if you are starving yourself with sad little salads instead of fueling yourself with protein and fat, it is going to be more difficult for you to lose weight. You are going to have to work harder, and it is going to take you longer to see results. But it is not impossible. So don't compare yourself to the fitness influencer who is 30, who has never been overweight or has been in maintenance for years. Don't compare yourself to your sister or your friend. Just know that everyone's body is responding differently. Keep your eyes on your own paper. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, hit that thumbs up and subscribe button. Number 4, let go of what other people think of you. This one, oh my goodness, this one was the hardest lesson for me, was to just let go of other people's opinions, because I grew up as one of those kids who wanted to fit in, who wanted people to like me. And as an adult and as I was trying to grow on Instagram, I was playing safe. Everything that I posted, it was either generic because I ran it through this lens of will I be judged by my peers, or it was quote unquote approved in this space. Like it was just really safe content. And it wasn't until I dropped that need to be validated and liked that I started to actually produce content that resonated. And this is how I started to see growth. This is when I started to see growth. Now, here's how it relates to sustainable weight loss. How often do you eat or not eat based on who's around you? How often are you snacking on the couch at night because your spouse is also snacking on the couch at night? How often do you say yes when you're out to dinner with your friends and the dessert tray comes out because your friends are all getting dessert, but you don't want to be the odd one out? How often do you order the salad at lunch with your coworkers because you're keeping up appearances that you're eating healthy? This one's probably going to be the hardest one for you too, because we don't like to be judged by others. But the more you make decisions based on what someone else thinks, the more you're out of integrity with yourself. And the more you're out of integrity with yourself, the more you act based on what others are going to think about you. This cycle is going to keep you stuck in this sabotage. But the reverse is also true. The more you make decisions based on what is best for you, the more you stay in integrity with yourself. And the more you maintain that self-integrity, the better choices you're going to continue to make. Number 5, it's okay to be a little cringe. Now, this one goes hand in hand with the last one because I know you're like, Holly, I want everyone to like me, and that is definitely being cringe is not on that list. And it goes back to that fear of judgment. The posts that I have created that have gone the most viral were the ones that I just let go completely of what people cared about me. The ones that felt the most cringe to make. I mean, I literally remember some of them specifically. I had a pit in my stomach as I was posting them. Like, oh my goodness, Holly, this is so cringe. And it turns out those are the ones that went bonkers. I'm speaking the same thoughts that women have in their heads, but they don't want to admit it because they don't want people to talk about them or to think something is wrong with them. Now, here's how this relates to sustainable weight loss. And I learned this from Alex Hormozy. The average person will always try to keep you average. If you want to continue to be average and continue your average behaviors and habits, the scale is never going to budge. You're never going to see results by staying the same and being average. If you want to be extraordinary, you have to do the extraordinary things that ordinary people refuse to do. You have to be the one who wakes up a little bit earlier in the morning and goes to the gym. You have to be the one who is committed to fueling your body with nutritious food instead of starving yourself with the chicken and broccoli and then inhaling the pantry every single night. So yeah, be a little cringe. Number 6, don't expect success after you succeed. This one's my favorite because I remember the very first reel that hit over 100,000 views and actually had a lot of engagement and did really well. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I did. I'm going to do what all the experts say, and I'm just going to recreate this and hit big numbers every single time. Holly Bertone, joke's on me because the next one got like 200 views or something. You are not going to see success every single day. And here's how this relates to sustainable weight loss. You are not going to see success every single day. There will be days that the weight goes up instead of the weight going down. There will be days where you give in and eat the donut. There will be days you just say, screw it. Most people view failure as failure. They beat themselves up and then they head to the ice cream. I'm here to tell you, it is physically impossible to succeed 100% every single day on your weight loss journey. And what happens for most people after they lose those first 5 to 10 pounds? They get excited, then they let their guard down, then they gain back those pounds, and then they quit. Your failures are your biggest lessons, and your failures are your biggest drivers to success, but only if you let them. This is one thing I have trained my clients to do on autopilot because they view their failures as neutral. They do an after action report, they analyze what went right and where they can improve next time, and they move on. And last one, number 7, believe in yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. I made this mistake when I was stuck at 2,000 followers because I'm like, why doesn't anyone believe in me? Why won't anyone give me a chance? It's because my whiny self was in victim mode. I was waiting to be rescued. And it wasn't until I actually found that confidence within, until I believed in myself, when people started to resonate with that energy. And that's when the explosive growth happened. And the same applies to sustainable weight loss. You can't expect to have your family and your friends believe in you when you're the one who's trying to lose weight. And especially, hear me, listen, lock in, especially if you have a history of not following through. If your history is saying, I need to lose weight, then you go on the diet, then you quit the diet, and it's lather, rinse, repeat every few months. You have trained your loved ones to not believe in you and not believe you. So do not get mad at them and say, you never support me when they roll their eyes or they say, here we go again, when you don't even believe that you can do this yourself. When you have that conviction and that confidence in yourself, you are going to make it happen. You're going to show up on those days when you don't feel like it. You are going to just radiate that conviction and that confidence. Your loved ones are going to feel it too, and they are going to believe it because you believe it. And that is when they are going to believe in you. Now, before I tie all of these together, let's recap the 7 counterintuitive factors for sustainable weight loss. Number 1, quantity and consistency are better than quality. Number 2, don't rely on the algorithm for long-term growth. Number 3, keep your eyes on your own paper. Number 4, let go of what people think about you. Number 5, it is okay to be a little cringe. Number 6, don't expect success after you succeed. And number 7, believe in yourself first. The common theme here is the same thing that I discussed in episode 216, which was called Weight Loss is the AI Economy. And that is outsourcing versus self-trust. When you are looking at the external world to fix your internal world, you're going to continue to sabotage yourself. When you keep going back to the diet industry to fix your weight, you're going to continue to sabotage yourself. When you keep blaming your family for not supporting you, you are going to continue to sabotage yourself. But when you can actually look within, when you know and trust that you already have the answers, this is when you start to shed all of that sabotage and all of those limiting beliefs that's been holding you back. And that, my friend, that is the catalyst to sustainable weight loss. If you want to see this kind of sustainable weight loss, if you want to see real lasting change, it starts with you. If something I shared today made you nod your head like, I finally get it, click the link below this video and it's going to take you to another page where you can join the Break Emotional Eating Accelerator. And for a one-time investment that is less than a typical Target run. Inside the Break Emotional Eating Accelerator, you're going to focus on taking that same level of personal responsibility. You're going to learn how to shut off those emotional eating patterns that are driving your cravings so that food stops controlling your life. So healthy choices are more automatically so that weight loss finally becomes sustainable. And if you're the type of woman who wants to make the investment to go all in, I will leave a link for you to apply for private coaching. I only work with 3 or 4 clients at a time, so spots are limited based on availability. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Holly Bertone, and this is Weight Loss Forensics.